Hello everyone, welcome to episode 10 of the Dark Souls 3 New Guy walkthrough. Today we are going to the Smouldering Lake because I hate my life and I want to get the miserable place out of the way as soon as possible. This place is going to be pretty important if you are a pyromancer. There's some other cool stuff going on in here. If you want to continue Henri's storyline, there's some stuff that you have to do too. But the best way to get there is do the High Lord of Wolnir Bonfire, and then just kind of head down over here, knock this bridge down, and that's pretty much going to get you there. There's a prism stone right there that Henri left behind so Horace can find her. Pretty neat little touch. And then you gotta wait a minute for it to actually turn into a ladder. I can't tell you how many times I've actually just walked off this and died. So, over here is a demon. And there's gonna be skeletons down there, and there is a chest across the way, right about right there, right above my head. There's a chest. It's a mimic. And you can probably see it breathing from here, actually. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So, what I like to do here is smack the mimic and then run past the demon and let the mimic fight the demon. A lot of times, the mimic will kill the demon. It's pretty damn funny. So, we're gonna give it a smack. Hopefully the demon hits it and not me. Oh, jeez. And pretty much I'm just gonna run away. Oh, God. I'm gonna die! No! So, drink up and hopefully enjoy the show. Oh wow, they went down there. Maybe he'll kill all the other skeletons too. That's great. This is chaos. Oh, he killed the mimic, no kidding. That like never happens. So, hit him with a plunging attack, because why not? And then let's deal with this skeleton cavalcade over here. So these guys come back like 2 and 3 times, it's pretty annoying. So with the trick to these skeletons, and most skeletons in general, is you don't want to ever really get overrun by them, because they're gonna, they're gonna gang up on you, and they have a lot of leaping attacks to close the distance, and some of them have rolling attacks like in Demon's Souls. And I think they might all be dead for real this time, which is great, because there's a lot of them. So yeah. We're gonna go down here and collect our goodies and make sure there's no more skeletons like these ones that I'm sure. Yep, of course. And then he should be getting back up. So he just appeared. That happens a lot, and it's like just disgustingly annoying because usually they just yeah. See, good stuff. Thanks, FromSoft. It's great that they come back together and it animates at least, but it's just like way faster than it's intended to be. So the mimic had Blackblade in it. It's a short little katana. I don't ever see anybody use it. Why are there so many skeletons? So you can just run through this entire area, and there's a bonfire that you can rest at after dealing with the 1 or 2 skeletons that'll actually pursue you. And, if you don't want to deal with all that stuff. But you get the soul of the demon, which is pretty cool, and right here is the witch's ring and the old sage's blindfold. The witch's ring is going to be fairly important if you are a pyromancer, because it's one of the key rings that you're going to want to get, because it increases your pyromancy damage, and that's the ring that you don't start off with as a pyromancer. So you're going to want that. And here is the Smouldering Lake. I think it looks really cool. I think it's supposed to be like Ash Lake meets Izalith. Like how everything's embered. I feel like the design of this place could have been better served being empty, honestly. Like for the most part, just a bunch of dead things. And so you want to watch out for this giant ballista doodad. It shoots 3 giant Enormatron bolts at you that will send you flying, and they have like splash damage. But first we're going to go to the right and deal with Horace. Horace is an NPC still, so you actually can't have people that are summoned by you help you with this fight. Like, it's just you and him. They can watch, but they can't hit. So, yeah. If you're having trouble with this guy, you can't even get an NPC to help you. Not an NPC, a summon to... Wow, he went through the friggin' wall. No kidding. Well, that's another Twinkling Titanite, I'm pretty sure, but I will not be getting that now. If that happens to you, you can just quit out. Oh, I guess he fell off a cliff. He fell through the level. Neat. Glad to see sometimes crappy software programming helps you out as well. So he can parry you, he can do everything like a normal NPC does. I'm just going to spam parry and see what happens. Aww. Alright, alright. So that's a bad idea. So when he's one-handing the halberd, he doesn't have hyper armor. So pretty much when he one-hands, I'm going to two-hand. And he can't parry me with the halberd out, so... I mean, yeah, when he's two-handing. Man, this thing is just not as long as it should be. So if he swings out like that and he blocks, you can break his guard with like literally any attack and then, you know, riposte him up. But he doesn't have a lot of stamina anyway, which is pretty great. And that's why shields are not very good in a PvP situation unless you're trying to like parry with them. And even then, you know, parrying's not going to work against really good players because they're just not going to do predictable things. I like how this sweet, sweet message over here to make you aggravated. Yellow bug pellet, not even worth it. So once you take care of him, you can head over this way, and so you can either kind of try to do the American Gladiator thing and try to dodge the tennis ball cannon up there, and try to collect all the different goodies when you go from like station to station, or you can just save that until the very end. There's a piece of floor around here, I think it's right above my head over there. Right on the ground, there's like this little pile of rocks. It's not covered by water, it's like janky bricks, and if you wanted to, you can have one of the arrows or the ballista bolts or whatever break through the ground over there, and yeah, right there. And it'll kind of shortcut you to the very end of the underground area. Oh, good. Yeah, so it'll shortcut you to the end of the underground area, which is, if you don't want to go through this whole area and you want to get a few things, like, oh, that's the Sandworm. So, with the Sandworm, I'll finish my thought in a minute on that. You don't really want to fight him. There's this little spot. You hit him a couple times, and then just watch out for the crossbow bolts. There's a little spot that you're covered by the crossbow bolts, like, from them right here. That was a ton of messages now. I found this by accident one day, and it was great. So pretty much what's going to happen is you stand here, and the crossbow bolts will hit the Sandworm and kill him for you. They do 300 damage a shot pretty regularly, and it's not that bad. The only annoying part is you have to just, you know, listen to the crossbow bolts over and over Pounding the ground with regular. And of course it's not hitting him. Maybe if I move right here. But yeah, this is the super easy Cheesy McCheeseandhammer way of defeating this thing. And honestly, with the way the ballista is, it's too much. I wouldn't want to fight this thing with the ballista shooting its stupid bolts at you. Like, this might be an interesting fight on its own, I guess. You just wait for it to wriggle around and writhe, and you get your shots in, and you know, it could be neat, but it's not. They didn't do a really good job with this area. So you get lightning stake and undead bone shard from that. Pretty good stuff. And you can go through this area right here and fight the old Demon King, which I'm going to do right now. And yeah, you can get hit with the freaking ballista bolts. Pretty great. Pretty good stuff. So this is the old Demon King. Don't bother with your shield, it's probably not going to do much good. So basically this is two-hand and roll kind of area. So he's got a lot of fire attacks. So if you have like a flamestone plate ring, like the one that I didn't pick up earlier, that'll probably help you here. But pretty much what you want to be is right in his nuts right here. And then the only attacks you really have to worry about are those. He's got a few attacks, like he's got a ton of range, as you can see. I just barely skirted out of range for that. Now he's in his second phase. So he's got one attack, he's going to make a ring come out. Oh no, I thought that's what he was doing. Alright, so right now he's making a bunch of like chaos fire orbs fall from the sky, and they're going to home in on you. So usually I'll just get a couple whacks in, and I'll try to roll away. And then he's got the ring that comes out and it goes back in. You can just avoid it in general, or you can roll through the fire. It's not very hard to do. Yeah, so that attack doesn't really do a whole lot of damage, so pretty much, like I said, just hang out on his nuts, on the base of his tail, and then, you know, roll away when the fireballs hit. And again, like with all beast enemies, you're going to want to just kind of... Alright. Oh. There's going to be a point where he kind of like collapses and he like acts like he's dead, or he's dying, like he's taking a breather. It's like he's staggered or whatever. That's a trick. Right here, yeah. What you want to do is stay the hell away from him, because he's going to pop. Yep. And all of his fire goes out, and now he's like just gonna really sadly swipe at you. Like, he still hits pretty hard if he does actually get there to hit you. But the fight's pretty much over at this point. But if he hits you with his fire going out, it does like 1,000 damage. Like, it's a lot of damage. It is not it's not a negligible amount. You don't want to get hit by it. But right now, you know, because we have so much health, and you know, we're not hitting as hard as we probably could because we don't have like a maxed out weapon, and it's only at like +2 or whatever. But you can see that he's still doing a pretty decent amount of damage, enough to take out bosses. And yeah, so the great thing about having him taken out so easily and so quickly is that you don't have to worry about invasions in this area, which is nice because invasions can be kind of obnoxious over here, because the area is kind of like really hard for no good reason. So right here is Chaos Bed Vestiges. It's probably the best pyromancy in the game, in my opinion, for PvE. And you get the Demon's Great Axe, and the Demon's Fist, and the Old King's Great Hammer. The only one out of all these that are really worth getting is the Chaos Bed Vestiges. It's good. It's necessary for PvE. So I'm gonna burn this Undead Bone Shard, and then I'm gonna pop this souls. And I'm probably just going to level up real quick. Since I didn't find any Titanite scales, then I can't level up my sword just yet, but yeah, I can probably do some stuff to get some damage. I feel like my endurance is pretty good right now, so I'm just gonna up dex some more, get another 10 points of damage, and yeah, now we're gonna go back. Actually, maybe not yet. I'm just gonna waste the rest of these souls on something. Probably on Carthus Rouge, unless there's like a really cool armor set. Yeah, this Carthus Rouge. Just because there's a few bosses that are weak to bleed coming up, and there's no reason not to stock up on it right now. They did nerf Carthus Rouge, so I haven't used it since the nerf, so I don't really know how useful it is. Hopefully it's more useful than just using the plain old bandit's knife on the dancer was, because that was not useful at all. That shit didn't work. Didn't work one bit. So you can head back out this door, and that crossbow is gonna just instantly aggro on you, or the ballista. And there is a bonfire right over here. And a large Titanite shard. So we're doing pretty good for upgrade material right now. If I had a regular weapon, this would be pretty ideal. If you beat the Knight Slayer Torsig Phantom and you didn't kill the undead, the king, the Demon King, there would be a sign right here, so you can summon Torsig, and he can help you with the Demon King fight, which is pretty helpful and handy because he hits like a truck, and he can tank damage fairly well. I mean, he's no mimic, but, you know, he can do the thing. So these witches right here are just like the most ignorant, obnoxious bastards. They have so much friggin' health, and they spawn those fire things. They're like orbs of fire, and those shoot fire at you too. They have like hyper armor. They're just dumb. I don't like them. They don't drop anything good either. So pretty much there's an area down there with a ton of them, and I'm just gonna run straight through it. If you go this way, there's a bunch of grue, and there's really nothing worth getting over there, except for an ambush where they'll hit you with toxic. So basically, you're just gonna try to run through this area right here, and go to the right here, because there is something that you definitely want right here. There's an undead bone shard. Oh yeah, watch out for that thing. And I thought it was going to be an Estus flask shard, but I was wrong. But as you can see, like the amount of fireballs these guys are kicking at you is kind of ludicrous. Like, you barely have a chance to do anything but roll around like a jerk. Oh, alright. So that's not where I want to go. So what we're going to do now is, if you would have just went down, like say you don't want this undead bone shard, you can go all the way to the end of the hallway right here, and then go down this hallway that's on the left hand side, and that's going to be kind of a progression area. So right over there is a dog, and on the end of this hallway is an illusory wall, and there's going to be a black knight fighting a grue, and he's got the axe, which means he's my favorite kind of black knight. Oh jeez, that's good stuff. Because usually they're like super easy to parry, and of course I'm gonna die trying to parry them because I said that. Mostly because like as soon as their axe is like hanging out on the ground, you can just hit the parry and you get it every time, and that makes these guys pretty damn trivial as long as you have a little bit of confidence and having as much health as you do, or as I do right now. You should be fairly confident. And you get the Black Knight sword. So, Black Knight sword's really good. Or at least I like it a lot. So, I don't even know if I have the stats to use it. Where's this stupid thing? So I need 20 strength, 18 dex. And it has perseverance as a weapon art, which got a boost in the pretty recent patches. So over here you have these little throwbacks to Lost Izalith, these little fire demon, goober, Gumby slug deals. They don't take a lot of damage to kill, but they can deal a lot of damage if you're not careful. So you definitely want to make sure that if you're running up in their face, you can kill them in 1 or 2 hits before they get their fire attack off. Alright, so basically, I don't know why there's Gru here. It makes no damn sense. I feel like this level is just so patched together and like crappy. Just the design of it's not great. It looks just like the Catacombs of Karthus, except for there's embers everywhere. Everything's really samey. I really feel like they could have did a better job with this area, especially considering how bad they like kind of botched it with the original Lost Izalith, and then the Bed of Chaos as a boss. Like that whole area is so lore cool, but gameplay lame. So I feel like they probably could have spent a little more time on this. I think right here is an ember. Yep. And now we're going to head down this way. So I do get lost in this place sometimes. If I do get lost, I apologize. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Alright. Because everything looks so damn samey, it's kind of difficult to know exactly where you are. This should be the old King's Antechamber Bonfire. Yep. Alright, so I'm going to set the bonfire, reset that jerk, because he was just putting up one of those fire orbs. And hopefully I can just kill him. Like, look at how much health these guys have. It makes no sense. Like, 1, what are these things? And 2, why do they have so much damn health? Like, there's just nothing's explained about it. And it just seems lazy to me. So right here is going to be a bunch of Gru. Yeah, right there. So we're going to just take out this shield guy with the spear first, because for some reason those guys have my number. Typically they just go crazy and whoop my ass. And we're going to backstab this dude, I hope? Nope. I'll get you this time. I'll get you this time. No, I won't. Alright, he's not really attacking me, so I'll just kill him. These guys drop like Titanite shards like it's their job, which is like, hooray! So right here should be the Izalith Pyromancy tome. It's a good one. It's one you're going to want. And there's another Pyromancy tome down here that you're going to want. It's the Quelana Pyromancy tome, I think. And that's in a different area. Like, I'm pretty sure this is just leading to... Yep, this is the floor right here that you can break with the ballista. And above me, that noise is a bunch of crabs crabbing around. And right here should be something good, I hope. Chaos gem. So that's pretty cool. And that's this area right here. So I'm going to go and explore back from the old King's Antechamber now. And if I get lost, I'll just bone back to this bonfire, and then I'll head back to the beginning bonfire, and I should be able to get to... Wait, there's a bonfire right here. Just make everybody come back for no reason, because I can. And I think there's a illusory wall right here. Yep. Cool. And where does this lead? Good question. Oh, alright, so this is leading right over to this area above that. So watch out for these slimes. These lava slimes are real bastards. And we have it. Ah, there it is, the Estus shard that I was thinking about. You can jump over here, kill this jerk, and... oh no! The oldest trick in the book. And an ember. So that's... oh, now I'm stuck. There we go. So there's those Gru over there. And I just fell into an ambush. Good stuff. This is the room with the goobers, I think. Maybe not. no, this is the room with the goobers. So yeah, do I have a homeward bone? So I'm just gonna bone out, and then I'm gonna head to the original, not the original bonfire, but the one after the old Demon King. So I want the Demon Ruins bonfire. Basically, I was right next to there already. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the other path that we could have taken through that area with all those fire witches with the giant machetes, because I mean, this area is like a prison on the planet bullshit. This is my least favorite area in the game, and it's a damn shame. So we're gonna go, and then we're gonna take an immediate right and another immediate right. Nope, the second right here. So we got this rat over here. He's probably gonna try to lead us into a trap. Oh no, he's just gonna fight us. Cool. Alright. So take a right over here, and you are gonna find more rats. And yeah, this is an illusory wall. And if you look right over here, this is the Quelana Pyromancy tome. So remember that staircase I kind of went up that led to a dead end? That leads you right over to here. So there's the Quelana Pyromancy tome, and is this the... No, there's an area later where there's rats. And there is a... So, the items in this lava are totally not fucking worth it. One of them is an ember. The other is the white hair talisman. White hair talisman sucks. Don't even bother with it. It'll let you cast pyromancies and miracles, but it doesn't have like the perseverance, or the steady chant weapon art, so it doesn't even give you like the hyper armor when you're casting it. So I wouldn't even bother getting them. They're not worth it unless you're trying to get like everything ever. There's no reason to die for it, because you are going to die, because the lava does like just insane amounts of damage. Even if you like spec for it and you like do the sweat and all that crap, it's just never going to be worth it. You're never going to live through getting more than one of them unless you do it absolutely perfectly. And honestly, it's still just the risk to reward's not worth it at all. Alright, so right over here is an illusory wall. And that's not a mimic. Cool. Maybe these are scales. That'd be nice. Nope, 3 Titanite shards, large type. That's not actually terrible. And right over here is a bunch of basilisks and the Izalith staff, which is, there's a pretty funny low-level wizard PvP build video where it's the dude just fucking cracking people in the head with the staff. It's pretty funny. Like, all he did is just get health. I think it was limit breakers that did it. Ooh, I gotta watch out for that. Oh man, that's bad. Yeah, so limit breakers made a low-level PvP build for the with the Izalith staff for a wizard, and he's just running around cracking people in the head with it, and it's damn hilarious. So I'm just gonna kite these stupid things around and maybe get like some quick damage on him while my curse builds up or diminishes. So he's gonna jump, hang out in his little stuff. Man, that builds up so fast. So this area, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just run straight through and past these guys, because curse is dumb. I don't like it. I don't like dealing with it. And I think that should be all of them. You get a Titanite scale, so that's pretty good for me right now, because I need, I think I need another 3 or 2, another 2. So if you go up there, that's the critical path, and if you go down this way, you're gonna, I don't even know why I just did that. You're gonna meet an old friend. He's gonna sing you a little song called "Say Hello to My Gigantic Obnoxious Sword." That was bad. Not a good trade. Don't want to be trading with that sword. So, there we go. He does his 2 swings. Oh, stomped. I was hoping to get a backstab. So that was like half of my life right there. If you did not have as much health as me, that would be a very serious blow. Yeah, so you want to really be careful about trading with this dude. You do not want to trade. And that's all he wants to do is trade. It's weird that the stomp staggered me. I didn't know it actually did that. So we're just chipping through him right now, and if that wasn't a kick, that I would have had an input error right there. But he'd be dead right now. So let's see if I can just, there we go. So this is how you get the Fume Ultra Greatsword and the Black Iron Great Shield, which is you know, it's pretty good weapon if you're doing like a strength build. It does a lot of damage, but it weighs a fucking ton. So it's not usually my choice. If I'm doing a strength build, excuse me. If I'm doing a strength build, I'm almost always using the Great Club, because the Great Club weighs nothing and it hits like a truck, and it's just really funny to baseball swing people. I just dig it a lot. So here we have a Black Knight, and same story with the Black Knights. If you get your parry timing down, they can be pretty easy. You want to be really careful about him though, because he has that like uppercut slash that he can do, and he will knock your ass right off the cliff into the lava, and that is not what you want. Holy shit, that did a lot of damage. That was nice that he just swung in the wrong spot. Hey, another Black Knight Greatsword. Cool. So now I got one for each hand, if I want to be obnoxious. And right over here is going to lead you, it's going to be the path up to that ballista. And there's a lever that you can turn it off, and some dead giants, and apparently this thing is magic and super automated, and nothing controls it. It would have been cool if there was like a couple giants up here or something other than like a lever and this big clockwork machine, but hey, that's that's the way they designed it, so you know, what am I gonna do? I really don't think the that's a Dragonrider bow, and yeah, I don't think the ballista was necessary, honestly. It just doesn't make sense, and it's just an obnoxious annoyance. Makes people not want to check out this area, because you have to just avoid, and nobody wants to avoid stuff. So that being said, we have these little buildings right here that we can use for cover. All these walls, rather. I don't know if it breaks them. Let's see. That'd be cool if it did, but it probably doesn't. So there's some bone wheel shields, skeletons rather, over there. So I guess potential bone wheel shields if you're lucky. They give you a homeward bone mercifully if you're dying and don't feel like dealing with this bullshit. But I don't even think I'm gonna, yeah, I might as well. Alright. Yeah, as you can see, these guys aren't nearly as like hard as they were in previous games. Like, so yeah, they can kind of stun lock you, but they'll at least go through you. Like, they're not just gonna just stand in front of you and grind you down into nothing. They go clip through your model. And I think that's really what makes them easier, because they do stagger you, and they can stagger lock you, but oh, that was bad timing. And I do enough damage to make this guy curl over, so that's good. Oh, so we don't want to get hit with both of these guys at the same time for a prolonged period, because they're gonna bleed me. And so yeah, I made a pretty big boo-boo over here. You don't want to get both of them going at the same time, like I did. Oh god. So if he kukris me, I'm done right now. Yep, kukried. Sweet.
So, yeah, you don't want to get both of them going at the same time because they just will chase you mercilessly and, you know, they dodge around so much it's hard to just keep a beat on one of them. So, where am I? Okay, so we can get back to where we're going pretty quickly, and I'm just going to run past all the enemies. Probably except for the Black Knight. No, actually, no, I think I might run past him too because there's the ladder on the other side. So I'm going to roll and avoid these fireballs. I'm going to roll and avoid these fireballs, hopefully. Give me a second for my stamina to come back, do another roll. Alright. So now we're going straight. Kill this rat. Down there's the lava. We don't want the lava. I'm not even going to risk it. Jumping over that's dumb. Because this is not a platformer and I am not Super Mario. Oh, we're doing two-hand because we want hyper armor because these guys are stupid. Because poise is not the same. So my big giant fuck-off armor does not matter to them unless I'm two-handing because reasons. Alright. And now we're just going to sprint through the curse area. And usually the basilisks won't chase you that far. And if they do, it's only like one of them, so not a big deal. Oh, there we go. They don't even drop anything in this one, I don't think. They dropped Eyes of Death in the first one. Alright, so now we have Black Knight Dummy Head. So I think I'm just going to roll by him. And hopefully he doesn't hit me while I'm on my ladder, because then he'll knock me off. I don't think they can climb. Stupid. So he's just going to sprint into this ladder for the rest of his life, or stare up at me like an idiot and decide that he can't do anything about it. It's my only weakness. A man climbing a ladder, no. I should ember. So yeah, we're almost right back where I started. Not started, but left off. So it's not that big of a deal, having died over there. Not a great death to have, I guess. It's not like a super embarrassing one. It's not like, you know, the bone wheels got me or some, like the rats or some other dumb shit. It's just kind of whatever. I was stupid and I got both of them aggroed at the same time. You only want to aggro one of them at a time, which is what I'm going to try for this time. Right after pick up.
Souls is... I actually didn't think that swing was going to hit him that first one. Alright. So now we're going to aggro just this one and go around the corner. Damn, that would have been good. Alright, now that he's dead, we can go up get the other one. And we'll see how ridiculously close I was to actually turning off this stupid thing. Oh yeah, this is the faster one with just the one shodel. Alright, so more Titanite shards, because I definitely need those. And here you have it, this stupid thing. That is just geothermally powered, or who the frig knows, and that's it. Nobody's aiming it, nobody's doing anything. We got a dead giant over here, a couple of them. They're like just literally dust at this point. And then you can jump down to the, back to the Smouldering Lake beginning part. So this jump's going to take a decent amount of damage off of you. Like, that's a lot. Granted, I'm pretty heavy and my dex is not as high as it could be, but if you are, you know, low on health, don't take the chance, just bone. And just go to the Old King Antechamber's Bonfire over there, and you'll save yourself, you know, a run back all the way up there. Right here is Horace's little area. So just to have an idea as to where we are, compared to where we were. Those crabs don't drop anything good, so I usually just leave them alone. I don't know why there's crabs under here, but they just love to throw crabs in stupid places in this game compared to others. Like, just the enemy placement doesn't make sense in a lot of areas. So it's just a bunch of large Titanite shards right here. So you can do some suicide runs down here to just grab a bunch of large Titanite shards, because that's going to be on par with and on track with your upgrades that you should be getting at about this time. Alright, here's the Shield of Want. That's a farming item. It makes your
soul gathering larger, so you collect more souls. when you kill things, kind of like the Silver Serpent Ring that I'm still wearing because I don't think I've found anything better yet. I guess I could probably do a Karthus Smoke Ring, because the Dex will improve my damage. Where are we? Right there. So now I can be cool and turn invisible. And I do 279 now with 2 hands, and 267 with 1. So yeah, my stats aren't really super great. Like you can see, there's not a big difference in damage from 1 to 2. But that's a Smouldering Lake. It's pretty straightforward if you know how to approach it. I'm pretty sure I got everything worth getting, and I minimized my exposure time to the bullshit, which there is an abundance of in that area. So you should be able to have gotten 2 Undead Bone Shards, which is pretty great. Although each one you get is, you know, you get diminishing returns from it, so I'm at +6. And I should get another flask off of him. Reinforce Estus flask. And do I have enough? No, I don't. I need more. I might reconsider another weapon pretty soon. Now I'm going to give him the Pyromancy tomes. So, give Pyromancy tome. Karthus one. The Izalith one. You can't give him the Grave Warden or the Quelana one, I don't think. Yep. That you need the female witch for, when you get her in the Profane Capital. But, so now you should have access to Karthus Beacon, which is not great. Karthus Flame Arc, which is pretty good. Great Chaos Fire Orb, which is going to be, it's good. It's a bread and butter one. I don't use it, but a lot of people do. I think it's too slow to actually hit anything with. Great Combustion is decent, and you got a few other things. And that's that. So, I don't know if I have any more things for her. I do not. You can apparently make her into a Firekeeper somehow. I have yet to do that, but I might do that in a future playthrough just to, for the lulz. What does he have? The Pontiff Knight Curve Sword's actually pretty decent. I might grab that. But I don't actually need it, so let's see if I can level up. So if I can get a level, then I'm not going to bother buying that. Yeah, so I'm going to get a level, and then that's going to be it for this episode. I don't think there's anybody else that is worth talking to right now. Egon's gone. No, actually, I might go back and talk to Henri, if I can. So, if she's not there, I'll just probably cut that part. Dun, 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 dun. We're gonna do that. 261, not bad. So, travel to the High Lord Wall near Bonfire, and if she's not there, I'm just gonna speed this up, this whole thing. So I'm gonna have a really goofy voice. It'll be super fast, and Chipmunky, which I secretly know you all want. So, you know, enjoy that. But if she's there, I'm gonna talk to her, I'm gonna tell her what happened to Horace, and then that should push her storyline further. Nope, so she's already gone, she already left. So she is going to be, next time I see her is gonna be at the church in Izalith. So, thank you for tuning in. I hope that this helped you out, especially if you're making a Pyromancer build. And we'll see you next time. Bye.